I'm going to do this as a one-take video because I want to. And I think sometimes that's quite a nice change from the slightly scripted, very highly produced, obviously, videos that you normally get on here. Firstly, guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. I'm not in the studio, I'm in Bali, and I can prove that by swinging it. I can't really prove it, you'll have to believe me, but this is Bali. Trust me. And the reason I'm here is not for this at all. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. Anyway, I want to talk about the M4 iPad Pro. And more specifically, I want to talk about an accessory that I've used for the last 6 months. You guys know what this is. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know what this is. It's the Logitech Flip Folio, and it is, without a doubt, the most controversial product I think I've ever featured on this channel, which is unbelievable because it's just an iPad keyboard case. However, I think it's very controversial because it says a lot about the iPad. It says one thing in particular about the iPad, which I'll get to later. That's there to keep you watching, obviously. Now, firstly, let's talk about how this thing works. So, if I take this off here, this is the Logitech Flip Folio, and all you do is take your iPad, magnetically attach it to that, done, and it becomes a case. Now, the first problem people have with this is that it doesn't protect everything, so you do have an exposed, well, 3 exposed sides on your iPad. Okay, I can in fact, I can completely understand why that doesn't work for some people. Putting that to one side though, you might be wondering how it's a keyboard case, because at the moment it's just one of these kind of, you know, cover case things. Well, actually, the keyboard is here. That never gets boring for me. So the keyboard basically magnetically attaches to the case. Amazing. It's got a 2-year battery life, so you don't have to keep charging it. No, it doesn't have backlit keys, which has annoyed some people, which I'll come on to in a moment. But you have a lovely keyboard with a great feel, and when you're not using it, you can just pop it on there and it disappears. And if you do that and do that, that's how you open the iPad case to prop it up, so I can put that down on the table, as I was doing on the flight here, so it was very, very handy for that. That is the Logitech Flip Folio. You don't have to buy it. It's, you know, Logitech isn't saying this is something that you have to buy. I've done 2 other videos on this. One with it was a comparison with this against the Magic Keyboard and a couple of other alternatives, and the comments that I get on this are fascinating. I'll read a few of them out for you here. So, it's a nice idea, but adds way too much thickness and weight to the iPad. This might be a nice product, but it doesn't provide a laptop-like experience like the Magic Keyboard does. Personally, I find it cumbersome. No trackpad? No go. Sticking with the Magic Keyboard. No trackpad? Bad, bad, bad in capital letters idea. It's an expensive compromise product. Steer clear. This product is dead on arrival. It goes on and on and on. That's just a very small selection of the negative feedback I received on that video about my original video about the Flip Folio. I should say there's lots of very positive comments on there as well, as is always the case with the internet. It's the people who have negative comments who shout the loudest, and fair enough. I understand that. You know, that is what this is all about. So what I thought I'd do is give you, firstly, the reasons that I like this, and then go on to what I think it says about the iPad. Recently, there's been quite a few car break-ins near my house, and it's got me thinking, I need a dash cam. But these break-ins happen often at night, so it can't be any old camera. That's why I've finally been trying out the 4K T800 dash cam from 70mi. It's a full 3-channel setup, which means it records the front, rear, and the inside of the car, all at once. And both the front and rear cameras record in 4K, powered by Sony's Starvis 2 sensors. With 2 patent technology, My Color Vivid Plus solution, and 70mi Night Owl Vision, the clarity is excellent, even at night. That's thanks to their LumiVision tech, which means even when you're parking in dim areas or underground garages, the footage stays sharp, so there's no more useless grainy clips. Inside the cabin, it auto switches to infrared night vision when it's dark, which is great for things like ride-sharing safety or just keeping an eye on things during those long road trips. It also has proper HDR recording across all 3 channels, so even when the light changes quickly, like going under a bridge for instance, or driving into the sun, everything stays balanced and visible. It's even got a 4G connected parking mode. So if someone gets too close or bumps your car, it records and sends an alert instantly to your phone. And that means even when the car's off, it's still watching. If you want to level up your car's protection, the 70mi 4K T800 is absolutely worth a look. Check out the link below and grab 25% off for Black Friday. So I've made a list here of the things that I like about the Flip Folio. It has the detachable keyboard, and this is incredibly useful for me because I am quite often on a plane or a train or very small, for instance, like the desk here, very small desk in a coffee shop or a hotel room, and the ability to take that off and have it independent to the iPad. So I can put the iPad there, I can squeeze it in somewhere and have the keyboard on my lap or whatever. It's really handy, and the keyboard feels great. It's a really nice sounding keyboard, which matters, and a nice feeling keyboard. No, it doesn't have backlit keys, which is a bit irritating at times, to be honest. Oh, and also guys, this video isn't sponsored by Logitech. I get loads of those sort of comments. He must be sponsored. No, I haven't spoken to Logitech for ages. In fact, since I went to the press briefing for this months ago. Anyway, not being sponsored by Logitech. No charging needed. I don't need to keep charging this. It's 2-year battery life, and yes, it is replaceable at the end of that. The ease with which you can attach it and take it off, it's so handy. And yes, the one downside of that is that occasionally when you put it into your backpack, it slips off, and it has become dislodged a couple of times. But in 6 months, I've not lost it. It may have been just slightly dislodged in my backpack, but it's not been lost yet, so that's good. What else did I say? Oh, the big one. The big one. If you're a Magic Keyboard user, whether it's the black one or the white one, particularly the black one, it wears horrendously. It's this horrible material that doesn't feel nice, and it smudges very quickly, and getting those smudges off is a pain, to the point where once you've worked out how to get them off, and you can roughly make it a bit better with some special cleaning stuff, you won't keep doing that because it's a pain in the backside. So this is 6 months old, and I've used it every single week, and it's been used quite hard and chucked around, and there's not a single mark on it. It does have obviously some kind of greasy fingerprint marks on there, apologies, but even that you can barely see. So it wears very, very well. I've had no problems with that. I do like the fact that it doesn't fully cover everything in terms of the sides of the iPad. And the reason I like that is because it makes it very easy to detach the iPad. And I am one of these people who occasionally just wants to use the iPad like an iPad, basically. Okay, you do sacrifice a bit of protection, but it's all about compromises, tech. It really is. Those are the things that I love about it. And lastly, the thing that I love about it is the fact that it just makes me use the iPad like an iPad. I do have the ability to use it a bit like a laptop with this. I know there's no trackpad, but that makes no difference for me. I use the touch interface because it's an iPad. But there's just something about this that makes me use my iPad as it is intended. So I love it, but I understand if you don't love it. And if you don't love it, get the Magic Keyboard or something else that works for you. You don't have to buy this. I understand if you don't like it. What I think this says about the iPad, because I've just finished reviewing the M5 iPad Pro. That wasn't, if you've watched those videos, that wasn't mine. That was a review unit supplied by Apple. It's gone back to Apple. I couldn't keep it, obviously. So I don't have that M5 iPad anymore, but I haven't missed it. And that's not, I don't mean that's because it's not a good iPad. The M5 iPad is ridiculously good. And the one that I had was the 13-inch version, so it was the big version compared to this. And the only thing I do miss really is that screen size. But then I have lived with that screen size before with the iPad, and it's a bit cumbersome, a little bit annoying. So as much as I miss that screen estate, I don't miss the bulkiness of carrying that thing around. And I think the fact that I don't miss that, and that I've gone back to my M4 iPad Pro with the Flip Folio, and the fact that I've been enjoying using this so much demonstrates that it's all about the accessories with an iPad. The accessories is where you build your iPad ecosystem and the thing that you grow to love, and let's be honest, use for years and years and years, which I know is a bad thing for Apple. Apple wants us to upgrade our stuff as often as possible because that's how they make their money. But the iPad is one of those devices which is that people, I can't remember what the stat is. I should have made a note of that before I started recording this video, but there is a stat for how long people on average keep their iPads, and it's much, much longer than, for instance, the iPhone, because they just carry on working. But I think it's because also people build this little kind of ecosystem around their iPad, and a big part of that is the keyboard case. And clearly people get very, very passionate about this, which is amazing. I love it. I love this stuff. All of this is tongue-in-cheek. If you're one of those people now furiously typing in the comments that this is taking too long and I'm clearly paid by Logitech, putting all that to one side, I do genuinely love this stuff because it's fascinating. I love how how attached people get to their iPads and to tech in general. The other example of this is Paperlike, who support this channel, and that is another accessory which I put onto every iPad, and I know a lot of my audience does the same thing, that they are very, very popular. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a screen protector that does two things. It protects the screen on your iPad, it doesn't dull the colors, it looks fantastic. It gives you this kind of matte finish on your iPad as well, which I personally quite like. And the second thing it does is make your iPad feel like paper, hence the name. And it's very hard to get this across on a video, but trust me, the first time you get your Apple Pencil and put it onto Paperlike, it's just mesmerizing. It's incredible. It feels like paper. And if you do any kind of illustration, if you use your iPad a lot for taking notes, whatever you do with your iPad and the Apple Pencil, Paperlike completely transforms it. We'll put a link down below just so you can go and check it out. But that is another example of a very, very useful iPad accessory that people grow to love, and it becomes their thing, and nothing is better than it. So I do understand why people came to the previous videos and said, it's not the Magic Keyboard, it hasn't got a trackpad, yada, yada, yada. But and that's fine, it doesn't matter. Like I say, no one's holding you at gunpoint and telling you to buy the Flip Folio. I completely get that, but it's really fascinated me that I've gone back to my M4 iPad Pro and I haven't missed that latest M5 iPad Pro at all. And I think the reason for that is the fact that I've got my little setup and it works. So over to you guys. I want to know what's in your iPad setup. What is it? Is it the Magic Keyboard? Is it Paperlike? Is it something else that I haven't thought of that makes your iPad what it is? Get involved down below in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, but you've been watching it for quite a while, just give it a click. If you've got this far in this video, guys, because it's been a very different video, I appreciate that. Sometimes I have to do this when I'm traveling. I just have to make do with the space I've got and get a video done for you. Thank you. It means the world, honestly. I will get involved in the comments as well, so off you go. And yeah, I'm off to get breakfast at this hotel and fly home. Can't wait. Cheers.